Well, viewers, if you're like me and your style doesn't necessarily translate to your home, we're getting some tips from the experts here, our sponsors at Ethan Allen. Michael, I'm so excited to learn from you today.
Great, welcome back. It's always nice to see you.
Me. Yeah. Okay, so we're in a living room setting, and this is kind of things that could use some help. So where do we begin?
Correct. Accents are such an important part of what we do and what brings a room together. Because you can have beautiful furniture and then without the right accents, the right size, right scale, the right proportion, the room doesn't speak to you.
That's right.
So it really is all about how the accents bring a space together. So what we have here are just some of the things that we may or may not run into. I'm not pointing any fingers, but there really is. We'll start with the artwork behind us.
That is one way. Just focus on your walls at least. Mine are
How many
pretty
times
bare.
have you walked through your neighborhood and looked in the neighbor's window and see the artwork lining the ceiling?
That's right.
So you really want to pay attention to the artwork. So what we have here above the sofa is a piece of art that really is too small for the size of the sofa. You know, from the scale and the proportion of it, you really want it to balance much better with the sofa. It's also hung way too high. You know, you want to not have a lot of negative space for your eye to stop when you're going from the sofa to the picture, because that's a much more natural transition. So bring all that artwork down, and we're going to show you a little later where it should be. So,
nice, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I know something that I definitely could learn some tips are the flooring, right? That matters too.
One of the most common things that we see is the rugs are too small. Because a rug should really encompass all of your furniture space, and most times we see it just focused on the sofa or the coffee table, so it ends up being too small for your space. So it really should be a much larger proportion for your sofa. You really want to think about your artwork taking up about 2/3 of the width of your sofa, and your sofa taking up about 2/3 the width of your rug, so it kind of steps down. And that's kind of the most pleasing visual for you.
Aesthetically, okay, that makes sense. Well, we're working our way back up now. What about the coffee tables?
Yep, same thing. Coffee table, you want to get at least into that 50% range of the size of the sofa to 2/3 in order to balance out the size of the sofa.
So this one's too small.
So this one's way too small for our space. The sofa just overwhelms it, and it feels very diminished. And then we don't want to just line up our things like we're at a carnival.
Okay. We're not going to throw the rings on.
We're not going to throw the rings on those. So, you know, we'll show a little bit later how to balance that out on a coffee table.
Okay, but also something very important for a room is the lighting.
Correct. Lighting is so important for a room because it really sets the tone for everything. And when your lighting is too small, it doesn't cast the light where you need it. And what happens is it just brings everything down. So most of the time, what we run into is the lamps are too short. You know, everyone kind of errs on the side of smaller. You really want a lamp to be bigger. When you're sitting in a chair or a sofa, you want that lampshade to be above your shoulder, so it's casting the light if you were reading or working on something. So really the size of the lamp should relate to the size of the sofa and the size of the artwork, so they all kind of interconnect.
And one thing that I've learned from you guys here at Ethan Allen is a little bit of greenery in a room really helps elevate it, right?
You want dimension. I mean, everything in a room is about how you keep your eye moving around the space. So if everything is a hard surface or hard angles, it's not very pleasing. So you want to definitely add in some of those softer elements like greenery.
Well, viewers, we just found out everything that's wrong or a little bit off in this room, but now let's find out everything that we can make right.
And at Ethan Allen, it's as easy as this.
Okay. That was easy.
Look how easy that is.
Nice. Okay, so tell us what you did to really elevate this.
So really, as I said before, it's all about scale and proportion. So let's start with the artwork. So you can see we brought it down. You really want your artwork to be no more than about 6 inches off of the top of your sofa, because then that gets it high enough, but it still relates to the sofa down below.
Yes, your eyes go right to it, and we've doubled.
We've doubled. So now we're about 2/3 of the size of the sofa. So visually it takes up that space and it balances it off much nicer. The other thing, just as a note, when you're hanging pieces over your sofa, don't do a mirror. Because you're not reflecting anything except your bald spot.
Oh. Wait, I will tell you, at one point I did have a mirror above my living room couch.
Yeah, you really don't want, it's not going to reflect anything that you want to see. So you want to keep mirrors for other spaces in
That's
your
right,
home.
leave the
So a
bald
little
spot
extra
somewhere
tip
else.
there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
so.
about this new
So
area
now
rug?
we've done a much larger rug.
Yes.
So typically with most sofa chair, a couple chairs in the room, an 8x10 will be the size that you want to go with. And that brings it into a much larger and transitions from your sofa down to your floor space.
Nice,
So
and we
been
also
introducing
got
that.
a bigger coffee table.
Yep, same thing. We just increased the size, so now you can see that balance is much better with the sofa that's behind it. So as you're transitioning, it's a much more comfortable transition for you when you're looking at the two pieces together. And then we added some accents to the table.
Yeah, we left the carnival
Yep,
stuff at
we
home.
left the carnival, so you want different levels. You know, it always helps to work in odd numbers. So
Yeah.
we've grouped the vases here, in varying heights, because again, it keeps your eye moving along around the room.
Alrighty, and we brought in some greenery over there.
We did, so we increased the size of our lamp,
Yes.
which was important. So now it's a much more scaled appropriate for the table. We're a little bit taller, okay, so the light's going to shine where we need it. And then we balanced that by bringing in that little bit of greenery. We added the tree behind the chair to fill that void in the corner.
Yeah, so you also brought in some different throw pillows
Yep.
and a blanket, just like little ways to really take this room to another level.
That's what it's all about.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
viewers, if you don't think you can handle this all by yourself, you don't have to. And now is the time to work with Ethan Allen, right?
Yep.
Tell us what you
So
have
we
going
have a
on.
great promotion going on for December, something we've never done before. Anything you purchase in our store for the month of December is 25% off. So whether it's an accessory or a piece of furniture or a whole room, everything's at 25% off, which is a promotion that we're really excited, and it's our gift to you for the month of December.
The gift that keeps on giving. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for
Thank
having
you.
us and sharing all of these great tips. Viewers, you can learn more about our sponsors here at Ethan Allen. Well, viewers, if you would like to browse their products or learn more about their services, you can visit our sponsors at ethanallen.com or visit their showroom on Sheridan Drive.